Now let's go to engagement and retention. And if I ask, I speak in front of a lot of corporate audiences and a lot of conventions. And if I ask, hiring authorities, what's your biggest nightmare? And yes, it's finding talent, but then once you find them, how do you engage them and how do you retain them? Because engagement is at historic lows right now. Do you know that 8 out of 10 of your employees are passively looking for a job? 8 out of 10 employees are not engaged. They're not passionate. They're not loving what they're doing every day, for whatever reason. And so that helps us as recruiters because we can recruit them out and get them other opportunities. But think about your team and think about your company and the employees you have. So the solution to this is measure what matters most to employees. Too often managers focus on metrics that don't address the employee's ultimate performance and psychological needs. Develop a framework that addresses both of these areas and provide a process for taking action to identify and resolving issues quickly. You can't let something fester. A little itty bitty issue can become a major problem if you let it fester. Solution number 2 is empower managers to drive engagement. Managers should effectively interact and develop each team member. Engagement is not an HR function. Engagement is an everybody function. Engagement requires developing human relationships that align employees to the company culture and objectives. If I asked you right now, what is your company culture and objectives? Because your mission, your values, that should be part of your marketing collateral. And I'm telling you, candidates will ask you now about your culture. And don't be shocked if during an interview they ask you where the job can lead. Millennials are famous for doing that because they want to advance in their career, either with you or with a new opportunity. Solution number 3 is make engagement an ongoing process. Engagement has to be nurtured throughout somebody's career, not just during or immediately following the onboarding process. Employees want to understand the relevance of their work and how it helps achieve personal as well as company goals and objectives. I don't care how menial you may think my job is. I want to know how my little menial job is helping you attain your company goals. I need to know that if I'm going to stay with you and I'm going to grow with you. Solution 4 is set yourself up as a negotiator. Candidates need to feel you have their best interests at heart and will negotiate on their behalf when problems arise after they've started a job. If you put somebody in a job and they never hear from you again, you don't send them a birthday card. You don't, if you run into them in the hallway, you don't say, how's the job going? You don't follow up with them to make sure they're happy. Then they feel like you cared more about filling the job than about them. Because once you put them in a job, you don't care about them. And I know this is tough, especially when you're dealing with high volumes of hiring. But even if it's merely come up with something that's even automated that they're hearing from you, let them hear from you after they're hired. Because if they don't, they might be hearing from other recruiters trying to recruit them away. Solution number 5 is set up realistic expectations. Often problems arise from unrealistic expectations on the part of either the new hire or your hiring manager. So you've got to receive, again, those clear performance objectives that you share with candidates. And that states how the candidate's going to be evaluated. They know, the hiring manager knows, everything is done around the performance objectives. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. It's an absolute game changer.